Dead ass. At 41 years old, I am in the best physical shape of my life.
And I told y'all about that test I did for my blood work. When I thought some of those foods were a hoax, I didn't want to let go of the gluten. I didn't want to let go of the dairy, but I did, baby. And I seen such a difference. Dead ass.
Dead ass.
2, 3.
It all started with real talk, unfiltered, honest, and straight from the heart. Since then, we've gone on to become Webby Award-winning podcasters and New York Times best-selling authors.
Deadass was more than a podcast for us. It was about our growth. A place where we could be vulnerable, be raw.
Pause. But most importantly, be us.
But as we know, life keeps evolving, and so do we. And through it all, one thing has never changed.
This is Ellis Ever After. Dead ass.
Because we got a lot to talk about.
All right, quick story time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take y'all back to, I think I did tell part of the story about how I messed my knee up. I think this was 2 years ago.
Were you running with
I was
the boys
running with
at
the
football
kids
practice?
at football, and I was playing backup quarterback, and I went to go outside the defensive end. I started running, and I felt my knee kind of like, So then I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Go home that night, knee swells up. So for about 6 months, my knee was constantly like swollen, and I wasn't able to get full range of motion in my knees. And then you had took the test, and you wasn't doing dairy no more.
Mm-hmm.
So at that moment, I was just like, fine, if you're not doing dairy, then I won't do dairy. And I cut milk.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I cut milk, the swelling, and not only my knee, but my back went away. And I was able to get more mobility. So I started doing more mobility stuff. And doing more mobility stuff and stopping the dairy allowed me to dunk a basketball again.
Mm.
And that's when I realized this is not something I want to do for a short amount of time. This is something I want to do for the rest of my life. And you and I have been on a journey ever since then to get back to earth.
You started right here, right? Okay. In a wall sit, right? So you're here. Remember, your wall sit, ankles below the knee is in line with the hip, right? So you're here like this, you're small, your back is against the wall, your shoulders. Hold it, 30 seconds, right? Then you go straight from the wall sit into this.
That was my last workout.
What'd you say, Roger?
It don't look like
That
much.
was it? You quit? Little bitch ass. Little bitch ass. How you quit the workout?
I worked out this morning.
You worked out this morning? Shut up. You making us look bad.
This heavy squat. Look at you. Set me up.
Everybody was, when they were doing the second part, they were like, ooh, ooh. This one, he was like this, like, ooh.
You got this.
17, 18,
Come on, make me look good, baby.
19,
Make me look good,
20,
baby.
21.
Or you walking home.
23, 24.
That's right. That's right, Zulu. Tell Maya to stop cheating.
27, 28, 29, 30. Come right into it. Reach. Come on, get here. Stay low. Stay low. Bring that butt down.
Bring the butt down. Let me see.
There we go. Swing. Stay down. See how that
Come on, baby. You got it, baby. Come on, baby. That's later. That's later. Not now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on. 7. Hold it up.
Come on, hold it, baby. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
13. Come on. 14.
Why you cheering for her to fail, Roger? You hater? Roger, you a hater.
19. Tap the ground in the front. Good. 20. Come on. Bring it down. Bring it down.
Come on, baby. You got it. You got it, baby. You got it, baby. You got it, baby. Come on, baby.
23.
Ah. 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 Come on. Come on.
26. 27.
There we go.
28.
Ah.
29.
Ah. There we go. Get that cake up. Get that cake up. Get that cake up.
It feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even karaoke, but it is.
feels good.
Right?
No, it feels good. That's our karaoke.
Okay.
And we're going to remix that.
Yeah.
It feels good. You know why? Because I love you, babe. I
love you like a fresh vegetable.
Hey.
Y'all tell me if you love Tony Rebel.
Hey.
Me love you like a fresh vegetable.
Hey.
Y'all tell me if you love Tony Rebel. Because you are Juliet and me are Romeo.
See how we did that? See how we worked both?
How we gonna cut that in? Me and Juliet. I know. That's
Juliet.
crazy. Come on, Tony Rebel, sir. Did he pass away?
Why would you just put that out there?
I know, man. I was
I
thinking the
wasn't
same
sure.
I
thing.
mean, Tony
Now
Rebel
we
is
got it.
still alive,
I wasn't
man.
sure.
We love
It
you,
sounded-
Tony. Don't
we
let
love-
these people kill you online. Because that's what they be doing now. Before you know what you're going to see, rest in peace, Tony Rebel t-shirts. He like, right now, I'm at Kingston.
I'm alive and well. I'm here under a coconut tree. I don't know why. I was like, I know that we lost a couple greats, in this past year, but here we are. All right, y'all. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back with op or no op.
Live long, Tony Rebel. He's alive and well.
I told you. All right, well, cut that part, please. I wasn't sure, but I know somebody definitely passed.
Live long, King. Live long, King, son. Don't let them do this to you,
bro. Hey, yo, David. I'm coming, David. Stay right there. It's too hard to move, David.
You think you made your dreams come true?
This is how Kay want me to wear the pants. This is what she showed me in the picture. I'm not wearing my pants like this, bro. I'm not doing it.
See, this is what we have a problem.
I'm on Patreon, y'all.
All right, we're back. And this is very important to Kadeen and I. So we're getting through with the story times and stuff because we really want to get into how we changed our lives over the past 18 months.
Yeah.
Not only us, but we've changed what the boys eat. We've changed our parents. Like, it's really been a whole overtaking. So we're going to get into that.
It's like a labor of love, work in progress. But it's also like, we're not coming to you guys with like this whole like clinical perspective. Like that's your research to do for your own health benefits, depending on what you may or may not be struggling with. We can only attest to what's been working for us. So
5 simple things.
Just want to put that disclaimer out there before you be like, well, I tried and they said, and no, this is what works for us and you can take it or leave it. But we at least wanted to share because so many people have been commenting on, what we've been doing or asking what we've been doing.
No, definitely take it, pause, because it works, right? So don't leave it. But when we say this is not a clinical diagnosis, we're not telling you based on your blood type what to do. We're telling you based on humanity what works for 99% of humans. The only 1% may be the Tony Rebel that passed that she know, because the Tony Rebel I know is still alive. But that's the only 1% that it don't work on. Everything else works.
My bad, Breda Rebel. General Rebel.
General Rebel.
Keep eating your vegetables.
He's eating his vegetable somewhere. Rebel. All right, Triple, what do we got for op or no op today?
I just wanted to bring up a couple of little health things. But before we get to that, do y'all listen to Keep It Positive, Sweetie?
Of course.
Your girl,
Shout out to my girl, Crystal. Let me get my
Crystal Renee.
Crystal Renee hates
I like to call her Thousand Allen because she be dressing.
That is a fact. That is a fact. That's a good one. Did you put that in her comments yet?
No, but I'm going to now. Look,
I'm gonna do it. You gotta go.
I'm gonna do
Okay, $1,000.
Yeah, okay.
Because you be dressing.
I'm gonna do it.
I love it.
I love
That's
it.
great. Because
Do
the
that.
Val is always going like, what was the last one that you did? I think she was in all white.
Mm-hmm.
I said there was something about curtains, and I said okay curtains because you be closing the show. I said that one.
Because you be opening and closing the show.
There was something else I did. Dang.
Oh God.
I said okay Christmas tree because you lit like one. That
was great. Thing. Oh my God, so funny.
That's my girl. Shout out my girl Crystal. Yo, love you, mama.
Is the team of that?
Oh.
By the time this airs?
September 11th.
All right. So whatever date it is, either watch or get ready to watch.
You tuned in every Thursday.
Yeah.
All right, catch episodes
can't wait.
1 and 2 or 3 and 4, whichever episodes.
Wherever we at.
But we'll see wherever we at.
Okay.
So Crystal had the CEO of Honeypot on her show talking about why she sold her company. And I already know how y'all feel about this, but she was saying like, I love having money. I like having multiple houses. And she basically was like, anybody that starts a business should be looking to sell it.
To scale and sell.
So I think I already know what op you have, but op or no op? Any further analysis of this situation?
I have an op. My op is I understand why some people who don't understand business gives her backlash saying, why would you sell the company that you created for us, for Black women, by a Black woman to someone who may not be a part of the community? I understand where the backlash come from because they feel like this is ours, right? But I feel like they don't understand that the idea was ours. The company doesn't have to be ours. the idea was. And she used the company for a lot of good, because not only has she made a lot of money for herself, she's also contributed to the community with her earnings. That's something that she does a lot of. And now that she has more resources because she did sell the company, she can pay it forward more. And I think we have to broaden our mindset to what Black entrepreneurship looks like. Just like we did selling grandma's house, right? It was a thing where you keep grandma's house in the family because it means so much. But no, what if grandma's house can give us so much more by what it's valued at? And I think what she did with her company, she saw the value. She saw an opportunity to get out and move on to something else. And you never know. She probably create another bigger company with the resources she got that can help us even more. So my op is I'm all for it. Shout out. You know, that's great. Great business. And we all as Black people should start learning how to do business that way.
Yeah. My op was just that people need to understand and maybe do more research on why people scale and sell businesses. That's like a fundamental thing that's a part of business. When you start a business, the main objective is to grow your company, to scale, and then to sell it. Now, I think the issue that lies with some people is that they feel like maybe the integrity of the product may be lost or maybe a bit altered, because if it gets to the point where you're going to have to outsource for certain, factories or things like that, then they worry about the product that they love so much and its truest form being either diluted, watered down, and whatnot. So I understand the concern about that, but also understanding that Black entrepreneurs who have products specifically, it's a lot to get them into these bigger companies where they can then do more. Like, to your point, then being able to pay it forward by using the funds that they get to help other people as well, or reinvest into small businesses. So you know where we stand on business. It's just, where we stand on business. We be standing on business. And we support Black entrepreneurs who really have a bigger vision for their companies.
Yeah, I think the Honeypot company was something that was needed in the large scale space, because that Vagisil douche your grandma been using since 1960.
Or the Massengill.
Yeah,
that had the little woman on it.
The what is it called? It's
Summer's Eve.
Yeah. She putting ACV in the tub still. That's not working out.
Baby, listen.
So Honeypot is really solving an issue for the girls. Let her do that for all the girls with cooch. Somebody's mamaw too be doing that shit.
Absolutely.
Somebody's white mamaw. Put the douche away. Get her some Honeypot.
Put the douche away.
I also want to say this too. Shout out to her, because I just made a post and I forgot her name, but the father of modern gynecology has just been exposed, that he became known as the father of modern gynecology by operating on young Black women who were enslaved.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We did talk about that.
So to me, this is another example of Black women taking their own health and wellness into their own hands and saying, we're not going to rely on anyone else to tell us how to treat our bodies. So I understand the connection that Black women have to Honeypot, because if you think about the father of modern gynecology not caring about Black voices, now you have something specifically for Black women. I get why there's that feeling of like, this is ours.
Right, like don't ruin it for us.
Right. And I do think there is a responsibility for business owners, if you're going to sell a business or scale a business, to find a partner that's going to try to keep the business as close to what it was, so that all of the people who supported your business can continue to get the care and the things they needed in that business. So let's not act like that's not part of it. And I'm pretty sure she tried her best, just like we saw this with the Mael company. We see this with Tab. We see this with a lot of now Black women who have businesses are getting backlash from other people who don't understand the business aspect of it. There are two components. There's the component that you own, that you love your people, but there's the business. And we can't cripple these women's business because we have a sentimental value on it. Same way we can't just dismiss our constituents and our people because we want to make money.
Right.
There's a balance.
Right.
So let's make sure that we understand both.
Absolutely.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. So we're talking about health today.
Yes.
DeVal's been talking about he's in the best shape of his life. Kadine's been talking about she's in the best shape of her life. Even Matt's been reaping the benefits.
Listen, Antomat is here. No, it's been quite the journey, and it's amazing to see how when you get to the root cause of what your issues are, that in itself is healing. So we're so accustomed to getting the Band-Aids put on or the quick fixes. But what helped me a great deal was when I went to the holistic doctor and had that blood work done. The name of the test, because so many people were asking about the name of the test that I did, it's called the ALCAT, ALCAT, the ALCAT test. And it's pretty much a chemical sensitivities food test. And by testing your blood,
the valve. It's not Mission Impossible.
He had to plug his thing is. This particular test per food group was able to tell me the things that were highly sensitive for me and things that were giving me the green light. Like, girl, you can have all you want of this, but limit that. And I noticed at first I was like, this test is probably... this shit is cap. Like, I'm like, they can't possibly need me to cut all these things just to be healthy. But some of the biggest things that I saw that would cause inflammation in my body were dairy, gluten, anything from the sea. So I could essentially be a pescatarian because anything from the sea was okay.
Island girl, makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense, right? Dark chocolate or just chocolate in general, something that was highly inflammatory to me. Cane sugar. Island girl again, like I can't have my sugar cane. Like so many things were heartbreaking for me. But I did notice when I was preparing to film Divorced Sisters, I really locked down, for 6 weeks. I was like, you know what, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life possible. So I, to a T, eliminated anything from my diet that was highly inflammatory. I worked with an online trainer who composed pretty much a meal plan for me based off of the things that I could have. The only exception that I had to keep, just because I needed the protein source in the morning, was eggs. So while my body shows that I should stay away from eggs for the majority of the time, I did have eggs in moderation. And I noticed that my skin, that was the biggest one for me. My skin cleared up so much. Yeah. And I would like to say that since I was a teenager, since I hit puberty, I always struggled with acne. I would have my bouts with it, a little before that time of the month, I would have breakouts. And I noticed that my skin was the best ever. I had no breakouts on my back, my jawline, my face, everything was clear. Of course, drinking an abundance of water. So drinking that gallon of water a day is not just something people say just to say. That is the way of flushing toxins out of your body. Working out 5 times a week, strength training, in addition to cardio, getting in the sauna.
So we have the 5 things that I wanted to take them through the 5 things that we do. And the reason why I didn't want to break it down so scientific is because everybody doesn't have access to that test, right? That test is expensive, right? A test costs a couple $1,000s. And if you don't have a couple $1,000 to take that test, I wanted to be able to give people some things you can do right now to change. Right.
Well, I'm unsure what this particular test cost because I had done a complete workup that was blood, stool, and saliva. So that compiled together from this doctor was about $3,500. Right. So I'm not sure what the blood work alone would be, but I implore you to find out. Like, reach out to your nearest holistic doctor or neuropathic doctor and see if you can get at least the blood work done. Right. It's an investment for me because I said, if I can go drop this money on a trip or potentially something materialistic, I want to make the investment in my health.
But some people don't even have a couple $100s to save. Understood. So I was like, let's give them 5 things that they can do, right? The first 5 things that I know that you can do was relieve stress, drink water, exercise, change your diet, and get sun, right? So those are the 5 things. Number 1, the one thing we changed over the last 6 months that really made a difference was we no longer wake up and run to the phone. Kadeen and I, first thing when we used to wake up, used to be the minute I would wake up my eyes, I would go right to my cell phone and I would check my accounts. And I'm talking about all of my bank accounts to make sure all the money was there. Then I reach out to all of my associates that I have to do business with to make sure that I'm on top of everything. Then I check my social media accounts to make sure nothing got hacked into. And I started to realize that doing that first thing in the morning creates a level of anxiety that the minute you wake up, the first thing you're doing is looking at something electronic.
What has to be done for the day?
You know what I'm saying? From sleep to just, I'm up. And now it's all stress, right? So that was the first thing. We no longer do that anymore. We wake up, Kadeen will make, I don't know if it's mullein leaf tea sometimes.
Yeah. So sometimes mullein leaf tea, soursop leaf tea. We'll kind of also just veg in the bed for a little bit. Like, it's not just getting up right away. We'll canoodle a little bit.
Leads to other things that relieve stress. You
know
know what I'm saying,
noodle.
gentlemen?
Depending on the day.
You know what I'm saying?
This is pre-toothbrushing?
Oh, well, no, this is
No.
another thing.
Freaked
because-
out.
No.
Freaked out.
Pause on that real quick.
Pause on that, because one thing we will both do will be canoodling and be like,
I'm gonna go brush
my teeth. Oh, God.
That's a fact.
Thank
Look,
you.
I'll be looking at her like, she almost finished.
Right, exactly. No, that's one thing we don't. Like, I just don't do morning breath.
Do you remember why, too? It's also a gut thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is a study that says you shouldn't even eat food
Or drink water.
before you brush your teeth, because you have so many microbiomes and things that sit in your mouth while you sleep. So for us, it's just become a thing that when we wake up, we just go brush our teeth because we don't want that bacteria. I don't want that bacteria blowing in her face or we're kissing each other. So we wake up, we go brush our teeth. Then we get the mullein leaf tea or the ginger tea or the soursop tea.
Whatever it is,
And we go on the front lawn because it's early in the morning. You know, it'd be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. The sun isn't blazing yet. And we sit on the grass for like 35, 40 minutes. And we just talk to each other.
Yeah. No phones.
We just sit down. No shirt on. Kay may have on like a bikini top with some shorts. And we try to get as much sun as possible. We limit it to 30 to 40 minutes because no one should be baking in the sun. And let's be clear about the sun. Well, you are an island girl.
I'm a roast.
You love baking in the sun.
Yes.
For me, it's not good because I work out. I can't sit in the sun and bake and be dehydrated, then go bust my tail in that gym running high incline sprints and doing stuff. So what I try to tell people is you want to get 35, 40 minutes in the sun. Not to the point where you're drenched in sweat and you can't stand anymore, but you have to get that vitamin D. Most Black people these days have vitamin D deficiency. Because we don't like being in the sun. And that comes from growing up and your parents telling you, get out the sun, don't get dark. You're going to be in the sun getting dark. And no, let's get in the sun and get dark. That's where our muscles, our skin, our bones, we develop so many nutrients from sitting in the sun and also putting your feet on the soil.
Yep, they call it grounding. Yeah. Yep, grounding. That's like a connection that you have essentially to like the earth, center of the earth when you're there.
After that, we're going to come in this house and we're going to work out. And the type of workout we do is going to be very different than what people think. People think that when we say movement, we just, I do my high incline walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes and I may do some HIIT workouts. No, we lift heavy weights to develop strength in our quads, our thighs, our hamstrings, and lower back, because studies also show people who have grip strength and strength in their legs live longer.
Right. And they live a functional life. You don't want to just live and be sedentary. You want to be able to move. So I saw a video recently and it was like kind of cool to see, because it's like you do a deadlift in order to like pick up groceries. You do a squat to eventually have to get on and off the toilet. These are things that people at a certain age are not able to do anymore. You can't even open a jar. They say most women, I think by the age of 65, can't even open a jar of like tomato sauce because the grip strength is gone. So all of these things are what we do in mind, not just for the vanity of it, but for the functionality and long-term, movement that we aim to have as we age.
The biggest thing we did when we changed our nutrition, we no longer wake up first thing in the morning and run to eat breakfast. That's something that we were all taught, that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. If you get your day started without breakfast, that you can't have a good functional day. It's not the truth. It's actually the opposite. We've noticed that if we delay eating breakfast and we get some work done first, minus the days where I got lower heavy. If I got lower heavy body, I'm going to eat me something before that, because then I feel lightheaded. But on days where I don't have a lot of heavy weights to lift, I'll delay eating breakfast because my body stays in ketosis and it allows me to burn fat. And then the first thing I put in my body is not a bunch of sugar. I'm not going to have pancakes and French toast with a bunch of
oatmeal,
syrup.
all that.
I'll tell Kay, I'll take eggs and berries, blueberries and eggs. That's it. I'll drink my coconut water. That's another thing we do. We started to drink more constructed water. So rather than just drinking regular water from the tap or water from the bottle, don't drink Dasani. Dasani is like the worst water you can ever drink in your life. Get some coconut water. Get some watermelon juice water. Honeydew melon water. Like, these are things that may have some sugar in it.
Electrolytes.
But natural electrolytes.
Natural electrolytes.
You know what I learned? Because a lot of just people who are, I guess, not well informed or just not completely informed, a lot of people do like colon cleansing, which I think there can be some benefits to colon cleansing, but something I learned is that it depletes your body of electrolytes.
Yes,
it does.
And electrolytes are good for your heart health. So a lot of people end up with like heart damage or heart failure doing colon cleansing.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Those are not meant to be done all the time.
Yeah.
No.
Like, or it's not a quick fix.
I saw an influencer. Never mind.
No, I know. Listen, when I played in the NFL, right, they were talking to us about colon cleansing to lose weight.
Yeah.
A lot of athletes had to lose weight in order, contract stuff. I got to be down to 215. And they talk about right before camp, I'll go get my colon cleans and I'll lose like 6 pounds. And I'm like, bro, it's not supposed to be used like that, where you just use it every time we have something to lose weight. If you're not at the desired weight, that's because you're not living the lifestyle to be at the desired weight. All these quick fix things, this Ozempic, the Wegovy, the colon cleanse, anything that's going to quickly fix what you're going through is going to ultimately kill you. That's everything. And we've changed our lifestyle with that. That's why we wanted to do this so much, because it's not about doing all of these super fad diets. Change your lifestyle, make better choices. Do I still drink? Yeah. At night times, I may have me a glass of wine. I may get me some, in moderation, right? I may get me a drink or some rum with some Coke at the end of the night. But because I'm not drinking a whole bunch of high fructose corn syrup during the day, if I have a cup of Coke with my rum at night, I don't feel bad. I still may eat candy at night. If I smoke a little bit of weed and I got the munchies, I may get some candy. Now, my candy is not going to be 5 Snickers and 10 packs of gummy bears.
Man, I can't even keep a bag of mini Snickers in the house, boy.
And it be the mini ones.
Yeah.
Like, the mini ones hit better than the long.
Yeah.
Something about it.
That's
Something
specific
about
for
it.
Oreos, though. The thin Oreos?
Yes.
I know this.
The thin joints versus the regular joints anytime. Absolutely.
That's been important for me, is like just trying to change my diet and making just better choices especially when it comes to like snacks. So instead of getting a bag of candy, I'll get a bag of dried fruits instead.
There you go.
Oh, that's been a lifesaver for us too. Dried mangoes, dried apricots, dried apples. Like that's been really good too. But I do believe, like the boys, for example, going back to school, I do believe maybe annually, you do like a reset. So back one tradition that my grandmother did with us every year before going back to school, my mom would dry. You know what it is, right?
Wash out.
You get your washout, okay? And that's pretty much when she would boil some herbs, little senna, this, that, and the third, and then you would drink the tea. My mother would drop us to my grandmother's house on a Friday evening, and we would stay with her through the weekend. And we had to make sure that there was a toilet available for each of us.
That's crazy.
Because throughout the weekend, your body would pretty much expel all the waste. Now, I do think like every now and again that's necessary, but then you have to replenish your body with the things that may have been depleted. So that's a good point to note, Tribble, about the colon cleansing.
That's a really good point. I also noticed that with people, they make excuses, right? It's expensive to eat healthy. This is a fact, right? We would go get a brunch on a Sunday, family of 6 of us, right? Plus your mom and dad, a family of 8. And a brunch would cost us anywhere between $800 to $1,000, right? Seriously.
Wait, where was having brunch at?
Think about
dinner,
it.
maybe,
No.
not brunch.
Think about people go to brunch, right? What do they have a lot of?
Oh, bottomless mimosas
and drinks.
chicken and waffles.
So it's about $100 per person when you go to.
If you're going with adults,
it's 8 of us.
Adults,
you know what I'm saying? We go to the farmer's market now. She spends $350, and we have fruits and vegetables and food for the entire week. So when people say like it's impossible to eat healthy, it's not. Yeah, we got to drive 45 minutes to the farmer's market because there's no farmer's market by the house. But yo, rather than driving to Sunday brunch with your homegirls, how about we all drive to the farmer's market, get some groceries for the crib, go back home and make some stuff at the crib and eat healthier.
Yeah.
This way you can live longer. Because once you change your lifestyle, you'll be shocked.
You'd be shocked.
We walk in the movies now, and not only me, the kids be like, I don't want no candy. It's like your body just don't
You don't
crave
even
it.
want it anymore. And then you start
No.
craving the things that you've been putting in. So we went to Mexico with the boys for vacation, went to the Nickelodeon resort, right? All things there are catering to kids. So Deval and I went there and we were just like, oh my God, how are we going to eat? Because we've been accustomed to eating a certain kind of way. And we would load up on breakfast mainly because we can get eggs, we can get the fresh fruit and things like that. But after that, forget it. It's burgers,
no other options,
chicken
man.
fingers,
That's
burgers, you know, and that's just it. When I came home, I landed, I literally was craving a big like kale salad.
She was.
I was like, I need greens. I need all the things. But everything was in moderation, y'all. You have to slowly cut things in moderation. You can't cold turkey say, I'm going to drop this, I'm going to drop that, because you will end up binging. By making small changes, little by little, it's more impactful, I promise.
We can also talk about this, though. We no longer plan vacations around food.
True.
A lot of people do that, especially Americans, right? We're going to go somewhere and it's like they got to have a buffet for breakfast. Buffet. It's like, why do we go on vacation and look to pig out? Like this is the Last Supper. What me and Kadeen did say, yo, let's get some eggs in the morning. Let's get some fresh fruit. We'll fast through the end of the night. And then when we can get a really good dinner, we'll eat dinner. And what we notice is that we're no longer on vacation bloated and heavy and tired because we're sitting on the beach drinking like rum punches, because that's what we used to do.
Or super sweet,
and
like
come back,
daiquiris
you gotta
and all
recover
that.
from the vacation bloating and all
yeah.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think one thing that people may be referring to, because I know that there's people who are living in poverty who it is actually expensive to eat healthy for.
Absolutely, yes.
And then there are people who can afford to go to brunch on the weekends who think that eating healthy is expensive, but maybe it's that it takes a lot more effort than what they are used to or what they have capacity for, what they think they have capacity for. Because most of us eating vegetables we eat vegetables that we grew up eating. We can steam a green bean, a broccoli, maybe a little cauliflower, maybe a kale salad. That's kind of new to some of us. That we might be able to saute some of that, but what else do you do? And now you got to figure out a recipe. You got to figure out what's a good protein to eat if I can't eat red meat, or like what kind of vegetables can I eat that won't make me feel bloated?
You know,
all that stuff takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though, thinking about that? My grandparents were alive during the Great Depression. And what I learned during that time, speaking to them, was that when they were going through times where they were in extreme poverty, they didn't just look for anything to eat. They ate less because we really don't have to force feed ourselves to eat 4 or 5 times. So say you live in a place or you're in a position where financially you just don't have it. That was us in 2009 to 2012. Where Kadeen and I were eating eggs in the morning and grits multiple times during the day because we didn't have the ability to go to brunch every week. So it was like eggs became our thing. And for me, it's like, if you live in a position where you can't afford every single meal, it's going to sound crazy, but it's okay to not eat every single meal. Like we have to stop being gluttonous and just thinking that, you know what, I got to eat, so let me get McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't have to eat. Get some coconut water. You know what I'm saying? Get some berries or something you can eat. And then later on at night, save that money that you have and try to get some beef. Try to get a chicken sandwich. You know, try to get something that has value.
Meal, well, that's what I was going to say. Like, it does become expensive when you're trying to eat, when you don't know how to make vegetables, you don't know how to use herbs. So you're getting processed foods. You're trying to mimic what you already were eating, but you're trying to do it in a quote unquote healthier way. So you're getting ultra processed foods that may be like plant-based or maybe low fat. That stuff can be expensive just because they're marketing health to you. And it's not necessarily healthy. And then you still will end up with, you know, health issues because the stuff has a lot of sugar or it's got a lot of...
And it's also not even just what you're eating, it's the way you're preparing it. Because you can have the same meal with, for example, using vegetable oil versus avocado oil and using a spray can oil versus liquid oil. Like, I forget which, I was looking at something else because my feed is like all health now, but they were showing the comparison between, you know, a tablespoon of olive oil that you cook with versus just using the spray. It brought the meal up like 300 calories. So sometimes the way you prepare certain meals too will also dictate how nutritious it is.
I'm glad you brought up the oils and understanding now that we don't put the same oils in our food that we did. We don't use margarine because all of these things, even the idea of plant-based, do you know why they call things plant-based? Not because it comes from a plant. It's because it comes from a plant.
It's made in a plant.
It's made with chemicals. People don't even realize that. And what happens is
I thought the same thing when I heard it.
I didn't realize
it was
that's
a marketing
bar right
ploy.
there, though.
It is
It seriously was a marketing ploy to trick people into thinking this is healthier than eating meat. This is healthier. So let me go plant-based. So now you have a lot of vegans now who are saying, man, I didn't know what was in those Impossible burgers until I did research and realized they use a bunch of chemical compounds in soy with seasonings and salt and sugar to make it taste like a burger. And it's like, how healthy is that? It's not healthy, but it was never meant to be healthy.
Right.
Just like, why is Kentucky Fried Chicken now called KFC?
Yeah.
Because
it
it's
ain't
not really
chicken no
chicken.
It's
more.
not chicken. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
them barbecue
Well,
wings
They've
used
been
to
telling
slap.
us.
In the islands, you can
Them
find some
honey
real
barbecue
chicken.
wings.
You can.
You can.
You can.
Best KFCs in the islands, bro.
And
Definitely.
they tell you that's why.
Yeah,
For sure.
Or the Anthony Bourdain said the best KFC was in Egypt.
I believe
We've
it.
never
Ooh,
been.
We gotta
We've
get
never been.
there.
It's on the list.
It's on the list, though. It's on the bucket list of things
Yeah.
to do.
I do think it's important for us to understand why food is the way it is in America. Food has been used not only to manipulate us, but to keep us in a certain space, right? I don't know who's watched these documentaries like What the Health and things like that, but I think it was in the 1950s when Big Tobacco was facing a lot of litigation because people were getting addicted to tobacco. And because Big Tobacco was under fire, they went and got in bed with not the Drug Administration, but the
With the
Food
food.
Administration.
Yeah.
So now they created the same addicting qualities and put it in the food. And now they're starting, if you read it up on it, it's like FDA approves lab-grown salmon now to be sold in restaurants
And distributed,
and distributed in America. So it's like, wait, so if I just go to a restaurant and I just order a salmon,
You
I
know
won't
where
be
it came
able to
from.
know where it came from. This is what's happening. So yeah, you might want to start getting a garden in your backyard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just grow some cucumbers and some stuff just for myself. You know, I'm gonna.
That's for peace of mind.
That's what we're on now. Like it's just the farmer's market. It's Pop's tomatoes and Pop's cucumbers back here that
Yeah.
everybody
Cucumba.
laughs.
Cucumba.
Cucumba them.
Yeah.
The cucumba them.
My bad, Pop's the cucumber.
And,
But,
and the tomato.
It is making those choices.
No,
you know?
you're absolutely right. I mean, I wish I lived somewhere that was year round, a little bit more tropical. Like I see why a lot of people move to Florida for that purpose of, you know what, I want to grow my own stuff.
I have a hydroponic garden. I grow food inside
How's
my
that
apartment.
been going?
How's that been going?
It's been pretty good. The one that I have is kind of small, so I can make just like a few little things here and there. So I'm getting used to like what crops do I need and how many do I need to grow or how many can I grow that can make enough for me to kind of sustain on a regular basis.
Right.
But it's been eye-opening, and I think I'll take it further. Like I know I can get some like garden beds and maybe grow things that grow in abundance, like maybe some spinach plants or maybe some cucumber plants or something like that that I can grow in abundance outside of the hydroponic garden and then use that for other things.
That's so cool. I even learned when I went back to St. Vincent last October with my dad that farming was in the curriculum at their schools.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And that's where, because I was like, Dad, where'd you learn how to like grow vegetables? You just have this green thumb. And he was like, I didn't just develop it. I was taught this, you know, when I was growing up.
And we all should learn because, you know, social services are under fire.
Yeah.
And the things are being deregulated. The more we move toward like conservative politics, the more corporations are going to be deregulated, which means that the quality of our food, the quality of our healthcare is going to go down, 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 and the prices are going to skyrocket.
Right.
So we have to be able to grow our own food and sustain on our own without relying on corporations. More and more every day.
As people though, we were never supposed to, and I'm just talking about all people.
Yeah.
We were never supposed to rely on the government for our health. Like that's on us. You know, and that's on us to teach our kids better. You know, if you start these practices now, you'll be surprised how your children, because I see it with my 4 children, we go into the movies and it's like, y'all want gummy bears? And they're like, nah, not really. Like we have to take pride and ownership in what we put into our body. And let's not forget, you know why the sun is so important, Kay? The sun gives you nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why so many people are hungry? We've become a sedentary community where we're inside often, and the nutrients we get from the sun, we don't get them. So our body's looking for them. So now we try to eat them. And we overeat because we're not outside. We have to get outside and move. It doesn't matter if it's the winter time. Put a hat on, put a coat on, and walk for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Getting outside in the sun is very important. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and bake like Kay. My wife is a freaking Thanksgiving turkey. She'll be outside for 4 hours.
Baby,
I can't do it.
Rotisserie.
Yeah, I can't do it. But
I can't wait to be in W45, 47. I speak in terms of foundation color. When I used to work at MAC, I was like, baby, I'm going on vacation and come back NW45, NW47. I can't wait. I love it.
I like the browning. I ain't even gonna lie. I like the browning. It's too hot out there, though.
I looked this up real quick because I do remember also seeing a clip where they were describing or explaining where the whole breakfast, lunch, and dinner history came from.
Yeah.
And that pretty much was largely a product of the Industrial Revolution and the impact that it had on work patterns. So historically, people only ate 1 or 2 meals a day back in the day.
Like animals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with dinner being the traditional main meal that you would eat before or by 7 p.m., right? Because you want your body to also be in sync with the circadian rhythm. Yes. So in order to do that, you would normally stop at 7. But with the 9 to 5 that was put in place, people started getting home later, eating later. So the shift to the 3-meal structure with lunch becoming a midday meal for workers was driven by the need for convenient and quick meals during the factory and office hours. So we weren't necessarily made to eat 3 times a day plus snacks and all that.
Look up how they came up with breakfast. Kellogg's made a whole campaign.
Yeah.
A whole campaign.
That's the same thing with the food pyramid.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because
They made it up.
Yeah, because of the wheat production.
And they needed to sell it. So tell them that a cereal is an important thing that you have to have in the morning. They put a bunch of sugar in it.
Yep. And then there was got milk.
It was got milk because you wanted people to drink more milk. And then it was just like,
It makes your bones stronger.
all of these campaigns were all just social conditioning to get us to spend money on things that we didn't really need in abundance. And now we're running out of it. So now we're running out of these things that we ate in abundance. So now we're producing it. And now you want us to eat the fake food like it's real food. And then after we eat the fake food and get sick, you want us to take the medication to fix the symptoms from the fake food from the campaign that you made up. And it's like, nah,
I got you on
we're
the
not
wheel.
doing that no more.
It's a vicious
Make money
cycle.
either this way or that way. So,
But that's really what's happening.
Yeah.
And they don't want us to talk about it. So we might get canceled. Don't care.
Yeah.
Because I'm not eating it.
So I have a request, and I guess everybody can do this because I have one that I would share too. But what's one practical resource that you can share with people who are trying to make lifestyle changes today? And it doesn't have to be something that's expensive. It can be one thing that you can do to motivate you to work out, or one workout you can do.
Go outside. Go outside and walk. That's it. I'm
20 minutes.
Just practical. Go outside and walk. If you have a hill, even better. Go outside and walk up that hill. Start doing that every single day. And if it's a nice climate, take your hat off, take your shirt off, walk outside and get as much sun as possible. I promise you, not only will you just feel better because the sun will be on you, but I forgot what it's called in your brain. It's escaping me right now.
Dopamine?
Dopamine. Dopamine. It's a dopamine hit when you work out and you just feel better. So you asked about what you can start that's going to help you get supercharged to do that. Start walking outside in the sun. And when you feel that dopamine hit afterwards, it's going to be like, I can't wait for tomorrow to get my walk in. Then if you add that to some heavy weights, which don't got to be super heavy. If you got like a 25-pound plate, anything, and you hold it and you do squats with shoulder press, the dopamine hit is going to be like, I can't wait for tomorrow. And then before you know it, my lifestyle has become, that's why I think people in LA, to be honest, look better. I don't think it's because it's the plastic city. I don't. I really
but even
think
Miami is the same thing. You're in
yeah,
Miami.
I was going to say.
A lot of people in Miami look fairly healthy.
Because you can be outside every day. Yeah. That was
no
really
excuse
helpful.
Like, I don't have a treadmill. Okay, well, you got hills. You got a running
super
canyon
helpful.
or hikes.
Yep.
You know, I think my one thing would be cut the sugar, man.
Yeah, that was
Cut the sugar. Sugar in the brain is dementia. Sugar in the blood is diabetes. Sugar in the skin, aging.
Yeah.
Cut the sugar.
Eyes is glaucoma.
Yeah, as much as you can. I mean, and you have to understand it's not just refined sugars. There's also the processed sugars. There's the carbohydrates that break down into sugar.
Yeah.
You go to your local West Indian restaurant, they're going to bag you up with one set of rice. And gravy, and then the protein is at a minimum, and it needs to be reversed. We need to have an abundance of protein.
And no vegetables.
And then, and barely any steamed cabbage. So I would just say that. Cut the sugar, y'all, because once you do that, you'll notice so much of a difference between the way you feel. It's going to be hard in the beginning because your body will probably crave it. It's literally an addiction that you have. But if you're able to cut it and curb it, you'll realize that you won't even want it anymore. Things are going to be too sweet. Like I used to be able to down a can of ginger ale or Coke easily. Now I take maybe a sip if I want a little taste for something, but I stick to water all day.
That's me. A lot of stuff, apple juice, orange juice, I'll dilute it with water.
Yeah.
Probably 10% juice and 90% water. I can't drink
We the same way. We
Yeah.
started with the kids.
Yeah.
I haven't drank soda really in a long time. That's the one thing. Because, sometimes you can't cut all the sugar. You got to cut one thing you can cut. So I cut soda a long time ago. But sometimes I crave like a Pepsi. Like especially if I was drinking the night before. So my birthday weekend, I got drunk
You was
as hell.
outside?
Yeah. And then I was like, with my friends who came in town, and I was like, I'm about to stop at the store and get a Pepsi. And they shamed me so bad that I didn't.
You got good friends.
I didn't even get to have that Pepsi. So, yeah, get you some friends that will shame you out of having a sugary drink.
It's giving accountability
But
partners.
that's not my resource. I think it's people. So when you're talking about lifestyle changes, when you talk about eating healthier, DeVal, you said something earlier that was like, basically, people don't eat to live. You were saying you don't always have to eat. Like that's right. You eat to live. We don't do that. We have a culture of living to eat. We like to eat.
Facts.
We want something that tastes good. We want it to look good. We want it to be savory and succulent, like the meat that, what's his name, fed Geneva.
You're right, though.
Yes, Javon was trying to make Geneva some meat in the kitchen,
I think it's important to understand that you can do that with healthier foods. And one way you can do that is just by exploring new recipes. I love making a new recipe, and I use a meal planner called 22 Days Nutrition, inspired by Beyonce. It's the famous meal planner that she uses, vegan, that she used before Coachella. And everything is vegan. And I've tried so many different recipes from this meal planner, and they're all good.
Are they really good?
Yeah. They're really good.
That's what I want to get. I want to learn how to like cook mushrooms more, and things that are not easily accessible, but things that are more that not meat, essentially.
Yeah.
Like if I want, because for me, chicken is a trigger. I can have it in moderation, so I want to find like a substitute for that as I like kind of transition out of eating certain things. So
yeah, I think 22 Days Nutrition is like $25 a quarter. So that's like what, $10, $12 a month, but you only get charged every quarter, and it's like unlimited recipes. It's super helpful.
That's dope.
That's pretty dope.
It helped me to eat more vegetables. Because I would just cook vegan meals at home, or I would use some of those vegan meals for like breakfast or just lunch vegan or whatever. So I was eating more vegetables, trying more vegetables, figuring out that I like other types of vegetables, and then being able to expand my palate that way.
Yeah. A lot of it is retraining your palate.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Take your time don't jump into all these diet fads as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people burn out and like, I want to make the change. Then they try to do like a South Beach diet.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, you do all of that right away, instantly cold turkey. It's like, your body not used to it yet.
And we all grew up on highly saturated foods with salt and sugar because, historically, that's what our families needed to survive. I remember my family's like, they're from the South, and no matter what it was, you put pork in it, and you put sugar in it, and you put salt in it.
Collard greens.
It didn't matter. Collard greens, string beans, cabbage. I mean, we had cabbage, and you would put a slice of bacon in there. We would put some syrup on there with cornbread. And now that I think about it, we grew up during a time where our ancestors didn't have much.
Yeah,
so they had to make it taste good. Like chitlins is not something you're supposed to eat off of a pig, but that's all they gave us.
You had to make it filling and taste good.
Oxtail. Right. That's not something you're supposed to eat off of a cow, but we had to make it work. Now it's a delicacy, but oxtail also requires a lot of salt, a lot of sugar. You got to mix up the gravy. You got to put things in. It's fatty.
The oxtail, dear. It's about $16.99 a pound. The last time I saw it, I said, okay, Lord, I'm not supposed to have beef no how. So you make the oxtail super expensive.
I'm going to eat some oxtail.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's non-negotiable. I'm going to eat some oxtail.
We're not going to sit here and act like we holier than thou when we don't still, because I'm going to eat some oxtail.
I am not the pillar of...
We're going to get some biscuits at night.
All that.
We play biscuits and spades.
Curry mutton.
Yo, like that's what we're trying to tell y'all. Like you don't have to go all the way left. No. Moderation, balance, but take care of yourself consistently.
Yeah.
The most important thing I think is understanding what you're eating.
Yes.
And not being ignorant to what you're putting in your mouth. Like I've learned pause.
I was waiting for the moment to pause that. Go ahead.
But I've been so proactively conscious in what I've eaten over the past few years because I've trained my social media to also include the foods and educate myself on that. Right?
You look better because of it, though.
Thank you.
Seriously, though, like your skin looks better. If people watch it, you lost weight in your face. You look better because of it, bro.
Thank you. And I think part of it is just like not being ignorant to what I'm actually eating, but just taking the steps to learn that and then coupling that with the exercise. If you don't, if you're not conscious of what you're eating, one suggestion I have is a Yuka app. It's changed everything.
Yes, you got me on that.
Nobody likes it. If you when you go to the grocery store, scan what you're eating, and you'll see that every single thing that they're giving us is bad for us. Like, they'll tell you specifically.
So much of it is
what
bad.
is in the app. So what is in the food, what preservatives they use, the health benefits, the lack thereof, what the symptoms of are some of the chemicals that they're giving us. I mean, we're eating ADHD prone food all the time. We're eating food that is bad for our gut all the time. We're eating food that's going to make us depressed all the time. And also the added benefit of that, it also gives you for like hair care products and like some of the stuff that we use, like
on
my
our
wife
skin.
loves to buy Dove, but understanding what Doves you're buying could also have an effect on your hormones and all that. So I think every single thing that they're giving us is they're trying to kill us. They're literally trying to they're profit based. They're trying to get our money, but in the process of it, they're trying to kill us. So
through pharmaceuticals,
educating yourself on what you're consuming, putting in your body.
Putting on, I'm glad you brought that up because we've noticed a change too. We used to use Dove deodorant with the aluminum in it. And there's like every couple of months, I would get like a swollen gland in my underarm. Same thing with Kay. And I said, I must be using too much deodorant. Since then, we started using Native deodorant. And Native is all natural. There's no aluminum in it. And I don't smell. And I said, you know what I've noticed? Even when days I forget to put on my deodorant, because I don't eat the toxic food that I was eating before, it doesn't seep through my pores.
You
know,
a lot of body odor is because of what you eat.
And some people have overactive glands, though. That's not for everyone. Some people do sweat a lot. But I'm just not a person that has overactive glands. So
some people can't handle
some
the
people
all
need the
natural
aluminum
joint.
and use the aluminum.
If you need it.
Yes, to be fair.
A lot of it is like
if you're a man though, I think you should stink a little bit. Like let me know you picked something heavy up today. You know what I'm saying? Don't come over here smelling like fresh linen, nigga.
Not all the time, right?
I need you to smell like work.
Good smelling ass nigga.
Smell like you out working.
Good smelling ass nigga. You ain't lift anything, huh?
Damn.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You hug Triple, she be like, you ain't do a damn thing today.
Don't listen to Triple. She don't want you anyway.
That is true though. Triple, you don't even like men.
Go bathe.
I know. I don't.
Go bathe.
Go
wash your mouth.
Beata.
Wash your mouth.
Go wash your skin.
I don't know what these women who actually like men want. I'm just.
Do you want to have stinky man?
Nah.
Not even a little bit. You don't want to be like
a little bit.
What you doing?
Stinky sometimes?
Nah, I'm not.
I mean, I'm not going we're the same ones that say I'm not doing morning breath either. So if you want a kiss or something, you better go brush your teeth first.
You
like I'm not doing
musk?
any kind.
You don't
Nope.
want a little musk come over there.
You know what it was for me?
Not preferably.
I lived in Zanzibar for a summer, and the men there all smelled like BO. But then they would take their shirts off and they would be ripped. And I was like, damn, that's why they stink, because these niggas be working.
Triple that.
So that's
Triple.
that was your correlation.
I'm ripped, Triple. I don't stink, bro.
Right.
That's because you in the gym. These niggas was outside. They ain't had no gym. You know what I'm saying? They dragging bales of fucking grass and
You're
shit.
right.
Hey,
You're
I
probably
get
gonna live to be 130 too.
That too. They in the sun.
They're building
working.
houses with they climbing
Bare
palm
hands.
trees with no fucking ladders.
So why you ain't get a Zanzibarian husband?
Because they
I'm
ain't
gay.
shit.
That's why.
That's why.
Can't really.
And the last thing that Josh made me think about when talking about Dove is sunscreen.
Yeah.
So we no longer use sunscreen like that anymore.
There's been an uptick. Talk about it.
Yep, the uptick in
Sunscreen
skin cancer.
was invented in when? I think it was like
What year was it?
1938 or 1943. One of those.
I think it was around the 40s.
And the same time sunscreen was invented, melanoma cases just went through the roof. Because the truth of the matter is, when you put chemicals on your skin and then bake in the sun, now you're baking chemicals through your body.
Think
on top
about
of that,
it.
you drink alcohol and sit and bake in the sun. Like
you're on vacation, you're drinking your little pina colada with rum in it, probably. Then you're spraying suntan lotion or spray on your body, and then you're sitting in the sun.
Then putting mosquito repellent on you. It's
right. That too.
And eating processed meats. At the same, you're doing all of this stuff to your body and saying that the sun is giving you cancer.
Right.
And that's not what's
and
happening.
expecting your body to be able to fight off all this stuff all at the same time is taxing on yourself.
It's so true.
I would say I would encourage
like
people
exhausted.
to understand the correlation between the skin cancer and sunscreen, because I think, too, there are other things that happened after 1936 that made people more exposed to the sun, more exposed
diet,
to
everything.
risk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's also
a lot.
environmental changes. The sun is different
may not
now.
be the sunscreen. And there's different types of sunscreen. There's mineral, some sunscreen that is not chemical. There's chemical sunscreen. So I would say do your research to figure out what it is.
I agree.
Yep.
We said we're not doctors, so we're not claiming to be doctors. But what we can tell you is that in a year and a half, we have not used sunscreen. I use chaga butter sometimes, and I have not burned once. In college, when I was drinking heavy and wearing sunscreen, I burned all the time.
Same.
That's just a fact.
Let it burn.
I wasn't burning like that. But I was like, no, we would go on vacation, and I remember my 30th birthday. We went on vacation with Tiff and Steve, and we was drinking. Like we was going ham. Like, this is my 30th birthday. We having double shots, just but we putting on sunscreen and putting on insect repellent, and I come in at night and it's red all under here.
You in the shower,
red,
like,
here, like
you don't want the skin, the water to touch your skin.
And but cut to now, we go to Jamaica and I'm outside with the boys at Dunn's River, and we're outside for 3-4 hours, and I don't put anything else on but chaga butter one time in the morning, and I don't burn. But I also, I'm not drinking alcohol in
alcohol
excess.
with sugar and all that.
Right, I'm not eating processed foods.
Yep.
I'm out there drinking coconut water. Yeah. You know, so there is other mitigating factors, which it's absolutely correct. It's not just the sunscreen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You do all of that, like what Josh said. Your body can't fight that. You put in processed meat in your body. Pause. You putting sunscreen on. You drinking alcohol. It's like all of that combined.
Yeah, your body like, come on, son.
Yes.
Remember, alcohol is already bad. So if you're going to pair Hennessy or any dark rum with a Coke, you're just doubling up on the sugar.
On the sugar, I
on
know.
sugar.
Get some coconut water. Get some club soda if you're drinking tequila. There's other ways to drink.
That's true. Y'all know I love rum. Is my lover, but I actually have cut back a lot on rum and drinking in general. I really just kind of
like when you was on rum.
I be on other stuff.
And Red Bulls.
All right, y'all. We hope that this episode helped y'all out just to at least start thinking about it, having the conversations with yourself, with your loved ones, people around you, to see what changes you can make to just be a healthier version of yourself. And we are going to pay some bills and come back with listener letters. So stay tuned, y'all. We'll be right back. Hey y'all, what's up? You may know us from our YouTube channel, The Ellises, or from our Webby Award-winning podcast, Deadass with Kadeen and DeVal. But guess what? We wrote a book, y'all.
That's right. We Over Me, the counterintuitive approach to getting everything you want out of your relationship. Available now on hard copy, ebook, and audiobook, wherever books are sold.
Get you one or two. All right, we're back with our listener letter of the day. Hey, Kadeen and DeVal. First, I wanted to say thank you for your representation of positive Black love, Black excellence, and enterprise. I've been watching you guys since the BK days. Thank you so much. Man, we love our day ones. So my question surrounds overgiving. My question surrounds overgiving in relationships. I recently started holding my friends and love interests accountable for how they treat me. Historically, I've been the type to perform to keep people around, and I've shrunk myself for decades so that others wouldn't see me as a threat. I have many talents, a conventional beauty. I've often hidden both because to keep people around me happy. I'm turning 31 next month, and I'm tired, as you should be. My parents and siblings have always made me reduce myself to serve them. I come from a domestic and substance abuse household, and I've carried this into my relationships, but enough is enough. Now that I'm on my healing journey, I feel selfish for choosing me. I recently asked 2 people closest to me to show up for me. Both relationships have ended because of it.
Welcome.
One friend hasn't visited me in LA. She lives in New York for over 10 years, despite me sending thousands of dollars I didn't have on flights to visit her over the years. Another only calls when they need something. Otherwise, they don't check in or answer the phone. I feel stretched thin. I recently asked both to show up for me with presents, and I was shocked when they severed ties. My friend from New York literally canceled her trip to visit me on my birthday once I mentioned to her that she hadn't been showing up for me for years. Mind you, this was after a reschedule in my PTO. Oh, she had to reschedule. Okay, pay time off, cancel plans, and agree to host her second 2-year-old she was going to bring her 2-year-old, who she never even asked if she could bring. The other ghosted me once I stopped reaching out. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned to my friends my growing resentment before she came to visit. She's always been no fuss when I visited, but the visits have always been on her terms. She didn't ask me much about birthday plans and said I had too many expectations when confronting her about overlooking my birthday.
They're right.
Am I doing something wrong?
Yes.
My circle's getting smaller and smaller, and I wonder if the way I'm going about caring for myself is selfish. I want community, but it just seems like community doesn't want me. I work in film and tech, so I know these communities exist, but to be honest, I'm a little too jaded to even try anymore. Help a sister out. Bitter, but better.
Yeah, she handled that all wrong.
What'd you say?
She handled that all wrong.
Yeah? Okay. Tell us why.
Because for decades, she performed in a way that she thought people wanted her to perform to appease them.
Mm-hmm.
So what she did was train people
Yeah, I was about to say
treat
that.
them the way
treat her.
wanted to treat her the way they wanted to treat her. And the minute she changed, they were honest and said, okay, I don't want to do this. You can't hold that against them, miss. They are showing you who they are. You bit the bullet and you were honest and they showed you how they want to treat you. So now you move them over and now you create a community with people who are going to see you the way you want to be treated from the very beginning.
Yeah, it's like starting from scratch, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing she did wrong was expecting them to treat her differently after she performed for 10 years. You created that monster. You enabled it.
Yeah.
So, and now that they are being honest with how they want to treat you, just accept it. Don't feel bad.
Right.
But now you know that they weren't really friends for you. They were there for what they could get from you.
Absolutely.
And that's okay because you don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah, they were friends with your representative.
Yeah.
Whoever you were showing up for or as in that friendship is who they thought they were getting. And the minute that you said, you know what, that's not really me, you can't fault them for kind of being a bit jaded because they're like, wait a second, you're not the same person that we thought you were.
Yeah.
And these are just not your people at this point. And people are also seasonal. Like not all friends are going to be with you for your entire life. You realize that people are around for a season and then you can move on.
Yeah, she said she comes from a domestic and substance abuse household, which has probably made her hypervigilant over time.
Yes.
Which means that she's doing whatever she can to keep people in a good mood. Yeah, happy.
Yeah.
She's a people pleaser probably.
Yes.
And yeah, you don't really make really good community as a people pleaser. You make community with users.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And also, I think too, your other friend has a 2-year-old, so it sounds like she's prioritizing something else for herself that doesn't really align with what is going on in your life. So it's okay to get some new friends in LA.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people around you that you can make new and really good friends with. It's not too late to make great friends in your 30s.
Where you don't have to shrink and be a version of yourself that is dumbed down. Like, go out there and be great. You're going to be 31. Like, these are about to be the best years of your life. So you need to walk in your truth. Yeah.
I also want to see what she looked like because she was like, you know, I got my shit together. I'm real cute.
Yes, conventional beauty. We'll be the judge of that. No, I'm just kidding.
Shorty, run.
What you said, though, was true. She comes from that household that, like, is an abusive household. She probably had to people please to stay safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's become her reality. But to be honest, we got to stop blaming other people. When we've people pleased for so long and they're like, you acting different, you can't blame them for saying you acting different because you are acting different.
You
it's not
realize
their fault that you changed up.
Yeah.
You know, but understand that now that you acting different, they can act different too. So accept it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Hope that was a help to you. If you want to be featured as a listener letter moving forward, send us an email. We can't wait to hear from y'all. theellisadvice@gmail.com.
That's TheEllisAdvice@gmail.com. How much you love me?
All right, moment of truth time. We're talking health today. 5 health tips to help you live a better life. I think mine is just, you have one body. You literally have one body. This is the body that shows up for you. And if you don't show up for it, it won't show up for you. So do the best that you can for yourself. Like, you should want to be the healthiest version of yourself for you and for nobody else. But people will reap the benefits. I think about my children who, as I grow older, will then have to eventually one day not take care of me per se, but I don't want them to have to be inconvenienced taking care of me because I didn't do my part while I was able to then take care of myself and be a better, healthy version as I get older. So I'm not relying on my children or my family to have to take care of me.
I'm going to piggyback off what you said. You only get one body. Mm-hmm. In other parts of the world, people live to 90 years old and they're functional and they're mobile and they're healthy and they're moving around. But in America here, we reach to 40 and everyone acts like you can't do anything anymore. That's not a fact. Be careful what you put in your body. Move your body and love it the way you love them cars, that house, them clothes, them shoes.
Them brunches.
Love yourself, them brunches. Love yourself the way you love those material things. That's health, baby.
YOLO. You only live once. Same concept, but
the opposite. I get it. That is very true.
Do your research, man. They trying to kill us out here. So save yourself.
Facts.
Josh eyes in it. You look mad, buddy.
It's the truth.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend during my birthday weekend. She came down from Cincinnati and she was saying how we grew up as Black women. We grew up not really seeing Black women like work out just for fun and like take care of their bodies. Like Black women had historically been just forced to hustle, to be stressed, to like do what they have to do, not what they want to do. And so it's really great that we can have this space as Black people to like normalize, especially Black women, because men are like always into sports and movement, but women are, supposed to be domesticated and shit. So seeing Kadeen in the gym and seeing her body transform and being on the fourth floor, as she would say, it is very inspiring to be like, okay, once you turn 40, you don't gotta be, whatever your body gives you, you can actually give back to yourself at that age. So yeah, I worked out this morning.
Come on,
talking about
Tribble.
Tribble. BBL Tribble.
Could be my
Come
last
on now,
time.
BBL allegations.
He says could be my last time.
But we'll try to do it again.
Yeah, I think you should. Didn't you feel good though after?
Yeah, I've been working out. I've been back in the gym for like 2 weeks.
Good.
My moment of truth is I feel skinnier already.
Period, honey. Period, honey.
Come on.
I love that.
But yeah, it does feel really good. So we'll keep it up. We'll check back with me in October.
All right, now.
I just want to think. Pharmaceuticals is not a viable option to change your lifestyle. If you know what I'm saying. If you're relying on pharmaceuticals to change it, then you're going to have longer term health issues.
Quick fixes have repercussions on the back end.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Where are we at in the script? All right, y'all. Be sure to find us on Patreon. Shout out to our Patreon gang. We love y'all so much.
Gang, gang.
You get to see the after show, exclusive Ellis family content, and more Ellis Ever After content. And of course, you can find us on social media. We have all the clips going up there on our podcast page, Ellis Ever After on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Kadeen I
am DeVal.
I'm _Matt.Ellis.
And I'm Joshua_Dwayne.
I'm at Tribs the Cool, TRIBBZ, the Cool on everything.
And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. That ass, y'all. Cut!
Ellis Ever After is an iHeartMedia podcast. It's hosted by Kadeen and DeVal Ellis. It's produced by Tribble. Video production by Joshua Dwayne and Matthew Ellis. Video editing by LaShawn Rowe.